At 5:30 p.m. this evening, the Strict Kids Project moved to cite the Smithers RCMP as being of a failed command. The matter comes after a retaliatory attack of my daughter again. What is ironic is last night an email was circulated and faxed, I might add, to Mr. Van Dodgen, Solicitor General at BC and Public Safety Minister, and to Mr. Stockwell Day, the Federal Public Safety Minister. I read that to you, just so you know what's really transpired here within Staff Sergeant White's failed command of the Smithers RCMP. Gentlemen, given the history of the Smithers RCMP and the RCMP in general to engage in retaliatory abuse dynamics, the very essence of which are criminal code violations, or in fact the RCMP engaged in criminal activity within the obstruction of justice, echoing out a failed command of not only the RCMP but the judicial system also, and draws to issue. Within that issue, advising the community of Smithers to brace themselves would be somewhat of a brilliant idea at this point in time, given anticipated retaliatory attacks against the community and its people as we move to address the Braidwood Inquiry into the death of Mr. Robert Dziekanski. There is little issue. We're pushing for an independent criminal investigation given the RCMP's fraud to date within this matter and criminal charges against the RCMP members. Mr. Dziekanski was a man in need of medical attention and not the outcome of the RCMP's failed command. Excuse me. Wrongful application and use of the taser, wrongful application and use of the Terrorism Act. It is the latter that grew international outrage, the failed provision of human rights. Under the Terrorism Act, if you break the law, you have no rights to justice, and it is as widely abused by the RCMP as the abuse of their taser use. Given Mr. Dziekanski's mental status, he had a right to respect and dignity, and in fact medical treatment, not murder. The role of the RCMP is to preserve life, and not to take it and, like some hardcore murderer, watching the life drain out of a human being and draws issue. Further, as I have advised Mr. Opal, Mr. Les, Mr. Day, and Chief Justice Stansfield to issue Deputy Commissioner Bass best get control of the Smithers RCMP or face criminal charges. Given his continued failed command, as such, I have little issue thinking Deputy Commissioner faces arrest under criminal matter of fraud within a breach of public trust and criminal negligence within that issue. He sure does now, that's for sure. And we'll get to that in a minute. And if the Smithers members wish to engage in the retaliatory abuse of my daughter any further, his arrest will be a lot sooner than later, let alone sued. It should be noted, any arrest will not only be videotaped, but video streamed in real time to the broadcasters as members within the United Nations Security Council. I am like that. In close, I thank you for your time in this matter, although do note, if you were responsible to your duties given, then there would be no need for my involvement. Sadly, the two of you perpetuate this fraud and no legitimacy. Well, given the retaliatory attack in Smithers this evening, I'm going to cite both Solicitor General, Mr. John Van Dodgen, and Mr. Stockwell Day for criminal negligence within their failed command of the RCMP, within their failed command of office, within their failure to produce a safe community. And clearly calling on British Columbians to come behind me and end their political careers come the elections. It's simple. Just don't vote for them. They've been fraudulent to this province, they've been fraudulent to the people, and they're fraudulent to Canadians, let alone the international community. It's time their fraud was handled properly by throwing them out of political office. As such, we videotaped some of the statements tonight, and I'll let that play for you, and I guess you understand. Staff Sergeant Whitesvale, command of the Smithers RCMP. Jack, can you explain to me what happened this evening between you and the RCMP?
Being falsely arrested for selling drugs, embarrassed, degraded, and my girlfriend getting treated like a piece of garbage as well.
That's my daughter, right?
That's right.
Okay.
They never found any drugs on us. They never found nothing but a couple of tubes, and I was looking forward to smoking those things, but no. That's all they found, 2 joints, and they handcuffed us both, embarrassed us in front of McDonald's, which is a very well-known, popular place to go to eat, and then let us go after with them.
Did they charge you?
They charged us with nothing.
They charged you with nothing, so basically they harassed you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Constable Nazarchuk harassed me like he did last week and threw me in the drunk tank when he was sober. When I was sober, he threw me in the drunk tank. And now he's going to harass me over McDonald's.
Do you think the RCMP are of a failed command in Smithers?
Sorry?
Do you think the RCMP are of a failed command in Smithers?
I think one is, and I think Constable Nazarchuk is. But everybody else does their job and does his job fairly. Okay. This cop here seems to have out, when he has a grudge, he holds it against everybody.
Okay. Okay.
Don't come back to Smithers anybody's watching this, because you're going to get screwed over by the RCMP. This is not the only time my daughter's been abused by the RCMP. In fact, she's been abused most of her life by the Smithers RCMP. They got a surprise coming, because I think she's going to be suing them after tonight. In fact, I'll be talking to the council in the morning. That's the legitimacy of the Smithers RCMP. There's no legitimacy at all. It's just one big, happy, organized crime family down there. At this point in time, I think there's serious public endangerment issues because of that issue. And we're calling tourists to be very careful, if not stay home, until the matter's resolved.